Hello and good morning. Joe Justice here, coming to you live on Thursday, January 19th, 2023. And I am here with one of our newest employees, believe it or not. Actually, he's been here for a little while, and he just recently started working for us full time. So I want to introduce everybody here to Gabe. Gabe, why don't you introduce yourself and tell everybody who you are and what you do at Advantage Technology?
How's it going, Joe? Thanks so much for having me today. My name is Gabriel McGinnis. Most people know me by Gabe. I'm a business development executive here at Advantage. I've been here about 8 or 9 months so far, mainly as an intern, but I just recently started as a business development executive, and I've started my full-time role here with Advantage. So happy to be here.
Now, you have been working here as an intern for about a year now.
Yes,
Is
sir.
that right? So tell me about what have you learned about IT working as a and none of this yes sir stuff. Let's cut that right from the start. You just say yes and no, okay?
It's just
Uh,
ingrained, Joe.
Great. So tell me, what have you learned here about IT over the course of the last year?
So one of the biggest things that I've paid attention to is the myriad of solutions that we have that can apply to a lot of different businesses. It really every business is unique in the solutions that we can provide to them and what they might need to facilitate how they operate on a daily basis. So as I acquire clients and discover their own unique use cases, it's been really interesting to learn about the applicable technologies and IT solutions and ways that we can configure their infrastructure to best fit them.
And you're still pretty new at all this, is that right?
Absolutely. I certainly wouldn't say that I have an IT background. My background's more in the marketing and sales side of things, but it has been a unique challenge to learn about this IT stuff. And I really do learn new things every day, especially given the chance to go out and meet customers and talk about IT and their IT challenges. Um, you know,
Now
I,
that's right. You went to last year, and actually earlier this year you were at Marshall. Jeez, the name escaped
right.
me there for a second. You were at Marshall studying sales and marketing. Is that right?
Yes, sir. Absolutely. I just graduated in December.
Okay, great. So, tell me about what has your marketing experience brought to your experience here at Advantage Technology?
So one of the biggest things with Advantage is that I at least I've discovered is that our salesmen and all the people on our sales team really have to have unique relationships with multiple people within these companies that we work with. So the one of the unique things that I learned at Marshall is that I'm going to have to develop these supplier relationships with customers. Um, but it's been very interesting to have to uphold those relationships, with multiple different people in a lot of different leadership roles and decision-making roles. So the sales and marketing experience really helps me to stay aligned on keeping those relationships and building that rapport and fostering a mutually beneficial relationship between myself and the company and Advantage and the other company.
Yeah, I was talking to Michael yesterday, and one of the things that he brought up was how a lot of the competition in his area, and I think this is largely true with our area here around Charleston as well, is they have a lot of cookie cutter solutions. They don't spend a whole lot of time really engaging with clients. They don't spend a whole lot of time really understanding business processes. They don't really spend a whole lot of time really evaluating the needs of clients. Instead, it's more of a like, we're going to take whatever kind of shape you are, we're going to fit you into this square hole, and you're going to like it. Is that the kind of experience that you've had so far?
That's definitely what it seems to be. I did watch Michael's video, and I definitely picked up on that what he was talking about in that respect. And one of the things that really stood out to me about Advantage is our slogan: "Our advantage is our people." And I really think that the people at Advantage are what make our business tick and what makes our solutions the best for other companies, because we really do have unique professionals in our field that really know what they're talking about, and they can set up these businesses with what they've identified that they need and what's going to work best for them, and also have that longevity that they're looking for.
Speaking of that, you are pretty new to IT. So tell me, what have you learned over the last year or so that has surprised you about the whole world of IT?
So I kind of, just growing up around technology and stuff, I kind of understand that need for data security. I feel like that's a big one, and also cybersecurity, data storage and stuff like that. I think that's going to be a very big and unique challenge for a lot of these businesses. So a lot of these technologies that are coming out, new and innovative solutions for data security and storage, and also just cybersecurity as a whole. I think more businesses really need to be focused on that with the rise of ransomware and other cyber threats.
So tell me a little bit about your interactions with some of the engineers and the IT staff. Have you had a lot of opportunity to work with them, or you mostly work with sales engineering? What's your experience been like with the more technical side?
Absolutely. Well, one thing that I can say is that Advantage is very collaborative. So I certainly lean on my colleagues every single day in the technician space and the networking space. I lean on them to provide me all the knowledge that I need to best fit these customers with the solutions that they're looking for. So that is definitely something that I do every day, is collaborate and communicate. But normally there are multiple hands involved on every project, at least the ones that I've worked on so far.
And what do you find your primary role? What do you, Gabe, bring to the table whenever we get a new client on, or when somebody needs help with some kind of IT problem? What is it that you bring to the table that nobody else does?
I think one of the biggest things, especially in a sales role, is dedication. When you are truly dedicated to your customer and finding a solution for that customer, I think that's honestly the biggest thing that people look for in a salesperson, or anybody that's looking to provide a solution from a third party business. I'm truly available here, ready and willing to provide a solution that's going to best fit your business and give you that longevity that you're looking for, those operational efficiencies that everyone's looking for from their IT solutions. That kind of stuff is what I pride myself on, and I try to emphasize that I can be dependable. I'm reliable, and I'm willing to help. Basically, helping is the name of the game in sales. It seems like, at least for me.
So, do you feel like you bring kind of a role of? I think Michael had a great point yesterday where he said he felt like sales, as far as IT, kind of act as a translation layer, because a lot of times the decision makers are kind of mostly at the top end, and they're kind of they're kind of like what do you want to say, like big picture type people, and then
Sure.
it's the IT directors, and it's the IT, the actual implementation people, the hands-on type people, and they sometimes they have a difficulty describing what their needs to each other. The big picture guys and the day-to-day guys don't necessarily speak the same language. Have you found that out in your experience?
Absolutely, absolutely. And as I previously mentioned, I work with a lot of sales engineers and stuff. Especially when I'm going out to visit sites to take a look at what we might need to do, and kind of gather our scope of work. So when I'm talking to these decision makers, a lot of times it's our sales engineer that's going into the specifics, going into the actual networking and infrastructure, and the actual IT jargon. And a lot of times I do tend to act as a translator between myself, or I'm sorry, between our technician and the decision maker, to communicate that better, to give them an understanding without being overwhelmed by all the jargon and acronyms. Especially, that's what I've noticed about IT, is there's a lot of acronyms. So
Well, that's one of the dirty little tricks of the IT industry. Well, they love acronyms. If they can take something very simple and turn it to an acronym, IT people just love to do that. It's one of their favorite things. So as we're
absolutely.
wrapping up here, just real quick, we're about at the end of our time. I wanted to ask you, tell me something unique about Gabe. Tell me something about Gabe that maybe people that work with you on a day-to-day basis doesn't know.
Huh. Well, I let's see. I like to play some poker every once in a while. That might be something that nobody really knows about me. I may not come off as much of a gambler, and I'm definitely not a big money gambler. But I like to play a little poker on the side, with some
There's
friends.
some guys here in the office that would join you in on that. Sometimes they have games up here in our kitchen, in our lunch area.
Sure. Hey, I'd love to join them sometime, maybe.
So you're gonna have to start asking around. Tell
Yeah.
people around here that you play poker, and it won't be too long before you're invited to a game.
Absolutely. That sounds good.
All right, Gabe, thank you so much for coming here today. We are wrapping everything up. It is time to end our conversation for today. Make sure you tune in tomorrow. And by the way, be sure to like, subscribe, share, follow, do all the things. Give us a comment. Let Gabe know that you enjoyed this today. And tomorrow, I will be doing a live tech support session. So make sure you check that out on our page. We've got an event set up so you can get a reminder. Go ahead and say that you're going to that. And until then, I'm going to sign off for today. Everyone, have a great day, and I will speak with you again tomorrow.